Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of July 1st. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards life you want. If you have a situation you'd like me to take a look at, you'll find information on how to get a private reading below. I also live stream on TikTok on Friday mornings at 8 a.m. You should come say hi. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Tarot of the Divine with Snowflake Obsidian, the Tarot of Symbolic Worth with Amethyst, and the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith with White Crystal. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And as always, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. All right, Group 1. Let's see what we have for you for this week. I will probably name the cards. Yeah, we have the World. That's the Magician. Page of Coins. What is this? The 10 of Coins reversed. And in the middle we have the, what is this? The 4 of Swords. Okay, this one's scarier looking than usual. It's a yin-yang of how this deck is unique because the 4 of Swords in general isn't a particularly scary looking card, but this particular version is. And I'd say the 9 of Swords is traditionally a scary looking card, but this version of the 9 of Swords in this deck is particularly inspiring, almost like this theme of ascension. Now it is reversed, it is at the bottom of the deck. I did catch a peek at the 5 of Cups just under it, so that I tried not to do that, but this case was pretty blatant. Anyway, I will see you right now, Group 1. All right, there's one thing that confuses me still, and it's about this 4 of Swords, so I'm going to pull a clarifier specifically on the 4 of Swords in the middle, and we have Temperance. Okay, very interesting. All right, I don't think I'll have to pause for much more. I'll see you right now. All right, it's really interesting because this almost feels like a continuation of a reading that I gave last week, which for me, speaking this, was recorded yesterday. But it's the theme of attaining a level of success only to realize that the grind never stops, basically, like new level, new devil type of shit, which is a meme phrase that's often thrown around. But like we have the manifestation of the Magician, we have the, ultimate success of the World card. But we also have the opening, the graduated ace that is the Page of Coins here. So there's a newness to having to operate at this level, which is also hinted at with the 10 of Coins reversed, which I wasn't sure how to read, but given this, I'm reading this as like a delay or prolongment of this energy. And what confused me the most was this 4 of Swords, as I mentioned when I pulled Temperance here, because and I've had this deck for a while. I know this 4 of Swords looks like this, but the visual of this wolf or fox or whatever it is, like, bound in this whatever it is with a sword sticking through the bottom of its mouth. It's kind of for a card that in the abstract is about getting your thoughts in order and like traditionally it's about like rest and recuperation. Like the traditional 4 of Swords is like a coffin. So, in one sense, it's possible that the guy in the coffin is dead, but, within the context of the minor arcana, it's just a period of rest. But in this case, it feels like punishment. It feels like penance. And again, I've owned this deck for a while. I know this 4 of Swords is like this, but for this reading, it kind of feels it jumps out at me like a lot. And I think it has to do with the 9 of Swords reversed to the bottom of the deck, and also clarified by the Temperance here, which I think I've kind of been reading this whole time. The thing is, this period of rest kind of feels like punishment. Yeah, I don't want to read the 4 of Swords this way all the time, but especially given the fact that your entire reading is upright except for these 2 cards, So it's like, what's the problem? It might feel like it might feel like despite all the manifesting that you're doing, despite all the accolades that you have, you never quite feel like you're finished. And guess what? You're right. And that's a feature, not a bug. And the invitation for you for this week, and given everything I said, I think it's pretty clear on my end anyway, that I think things are going great for you. And yeah, what was I going with this? Oh yeah, the grind never stops. Basically, it's a never-ending path, and yes, it does involve periods of rest and recuperation after a success, but enjoy it so that you can get. So that you can be your best self as you know, progress and begin the new cycle that comes after the world, you know. It might be the last minor arcana, but it loops back onto itself, back to the Fool. So as most things in the Tower, a lot of them. Anyway, yeah, I think I've left it all on the table, so I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. All right, group 2, let's see what we have for you. Team Amethyst. So, okay. It's the moon, okay. Okay. Don't panic. Trump number 13 looks a little scarier in this deck than traditional Marseille, in my opinion. Let's see. That's the Knight of Coins. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty decent. All right, I'll see you right now. Actually, I'm gonna lower these a little. All right. All right. I really like this reading, group 2. So the overall vibe of this is one of navigating uncertainty and kind of learning to deal with that. We have the progress of the Eight of Wands and the emotional challenges of the Five of Cups here. And as far as the other cards are concerned, that's where it becomes really interesting. Like the thing that made me, that made the overall meaning of this reading snap into place was when I started looking at this moon card here. In this version, the crawfish, which is typically pretty small in the Rider-Waite-Smith type decks, is pretty huge here, and the dog and wolf that are on either side are barely visible at all. You know, if it weren't for the towers that they were under, it'd kind of be hard to see that they're there. This card is really about the crawfish in the water and the moon at the top here, and that's what gave me the impression of navigating uncertainty, which kind of fits into the rest of this reading. I'll finish with Trump 13. Now, as far as these two knights go, if you throw in the elements, which I don't like doing when I read this deck, but it fits here, because the knights are going in opposite directions, and traditionally air and earth don't work well together. It's fitting that given the overall energy of this reading, that we have the two main characters that are alive going in opposite directions. Well, I guess that are human and alive. But anyway, yeah, so coming to Trump 13 here, and I guess that's going to be the final stretch. It's, you know, the thing with navigating uncertainty is to rely on the systems and habits that you've already had and known, which is, you know, Trump 13 in Marseille type decks has this element of recycling, kind of, that's also hinted at in the modern death card, you know, but visually on these cards, there are these heads and body limbs that are being like harvested and gardened, and that's where the element of using what is decayed and lost as the seeds to begin the new thing through back-breaking labor, which sucks, but yeah, that's part of the game, you know. And yeah, coming back to the actual reading instead of just reading on this card in the abstract, it's really a question of the saying, we don't rise to the opportunity, we fall onto our habits. And sometimes when we're not sure of what we're doing, that's when the systems that we've put into place, are there for that reason, Yeah, I've honestly been running into this. This is kind of a flex, I guess, but as of late for me personally, it turns out that a lot when I've been straying from the path or whatever, and like not consistently doing the things that I know I should be doing, it has been because there's a system that I put in place for myself that I haven't been using for a while. It's consistently been that, which is kind of really cool, and that can be something for you that maybe there's a checklist that you haven't been using in a while and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that wraps everything up. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. Oops. Group 3, let's see what we have for you for this week. Okay, Death reversed. Okay, great. Okay, don't panic. Very interesting mix of cards. My pyramid placement is pretty good. Watch this be crooked. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. That should be better. I just said my pyramid placement was on point. All right, I'll see you right now. There we go. All right, group 3, this is an interesting situation. I suspect that for this video, there is a higher than usual amount of people who've chosen more than one group because, first of all, if you've only picked group 3, please bear with me for a second. But for everyone else, if you've picked more than one group, this reading should probably reinforce why I told you what I told you in the other reading, because honestly, this is kind of a mishmash of cards that have shown up before, except for well, it doesn't really matter. Let's focus on group 3 proper here. So the thing that is really striking about this reading is that the only 2 upright cards in this whole thing are the 6 of Wands and the Devil. And everything else is reversed, even though, except maybe for this 9 of Swords here, these are typically cards that we're happy to see. So I suspect that, to the people who just chose group 3, I'm kind of gonna skip a couple steps, but trust me, I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. But the thing is, it's like there's a victory that you're refusing to celebrate because you're focusing on the things that went wrong. Whether the thing that went wrong is how long it took, whether the thing that went wrong was, the stress that happened along the way, whether the thing that went wrong was that, you thought you'd reached the ultimate goal and it's not, it's continuing, and you find yourself either you find yourself all the way at the top of the cliff you just thought you had jumped off of, or you're so frustrated by all of this shit that you're thinking of making decisions that you shouldn't be making. You might want to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth a couple times, depending on who needed to hear that. But coming now to these 2 upright cards, the thing with the Devil is, and there is no more fitting time to say this than now, because I say this very often when this card comes up. These people can walk away anytime. These chains are loose fitting. They can take these chains off of their necks, put them on the ground, and just walk away. But the Devil doesn't want them to think that. So that's why I call this card the Temptation card. It's a card of toxicity is a good way to it's definitely a word that fits here. But I think that the better way to look at it is, what thought patterns are you exhibiting now? Like whatever victory that you have, that you're kind of saying, yeah, we finished the thing, but blah, 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 blah. Whatever that thing is for you, The thought patterns that are making you focus on all this shit, the thought patterns that, oh, I can't help it, I'm just like that, or all that shit. It's more, you might want to examine that this week, because I suspect that this week is going to be more awesome than you are. You're in danger of missing out on the awesomeness that this week has to offer you. That's a better way to put it. I was going to frame it anyway. Yeah. Wow. How can I wrap this up on a positive note? Give me a second. No victory is too small to celebrate. I think that if you, this is the week for a gratitude practice. I think that whatever mental rut is at risk for you, I worded that very deliberately. Gratitude practice and celebrating the tiny wins is the antidote. That's how you can realize that, hey, for a thought pattern, a gratitude practice is what makes you move your a gratitude practice is what can make you move your head around enough to realize how loose the chains are, and maybe you'll move your head enough that you'll realize that you can just take the chain off and walk away. So I hope, I wish that for you, or that you don't get tied to the block in the first place. For those of you who, for whom all of this wasn't resonating and are somehow still here, take it as an invitation to a risk of getting attached to this block. Yeah. So if you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you know what to do if you don't want to watch me pick everything up. The timestamps are right below. All right, let's see what we have for the Oracle card portion. I was kind of half singing and half not. That should be good. All right, Group A, your card is the 8th Lunar Mansion, the Knight. Very interesting. I will take a look at this card. All right, this is kind of eerie in the sense that the 8th lunar mansion is the beginning of Cancer. If the new moon in Cancer this week is anywhere between 0 and say 12, 13 degrees of Cancer, it would be in the 8th lunar mansion, which would be kind of eerie. If it's not, it's not. But the card itself, it is an invitation to protect yourself, protect those around you. That we have a lady embracing someone, with in her bosom holding a dagger. So we are protecting. Sorry, we're protecting either ourselves or someone else, but still ready to, defend that thing. The knife is there, but it's not like threatening. And the priority is keeping yourself secure and protecting your energy, really. I didn't mean security. I mean your energy, like your emotional, where you put your mental energy, So that is something to keep in mind for this week, Group A. Group B, I was actively shuffling another deck when I realized that Cancer's a crab, so I can use the animal deck to honor Cancer if I don't want to if I don't feel like using another astrology deck, But regardless, your card is the Cat Spirit. Claim your independence. Very interesting. Given the readings, I will take a moment to reflect on this. Give me a second. Okay. I basically just glanced at the 3 decks. So the way that the message of claiming your independence would go is that it's an invitation to not let other people tell you what to do, how to think, or whether or not you should be how can I say this? To take you away from time with yourself that is much needed. I'll put it that way. Group C, your Oracle card, your Moonology card is Believe in the Impossible, the Blue Moon. Very fitting. I think that this is an inspiration to not lose hope, because sometimes given our circumstances, our dreams seem impossible, you know? When you have a big enough vision, it looks impossible from where you're at often, but the believing in your ability to get there can be inspiring, you know? Inspired action begins with belief, you know, in the things that you want, whether no matter how likely they seem. It's the desire that fuels it. Yeah. Group D, your card is the last quarter moon in Aries. Work through your feelings. Very interesting. If the last quarter moon is in Aries, that means the sun is in Cancer. So there's clearly a lot of Cancer energy here. Let me reflect on this. Yeah, this like the on the nose way to read this is an invitation to journal this week, or whatever thing that you do to work through your feelings. So this isn't meditation, although meditation, like it's a practice, it's a process, but I wouldn't call it work. Whereas journaling or something more active is, you know, in Aries. And both Aries and Cancer are cardinal signs, you know, so there's that dynamism to them. Yeah, so this is an invitation to do that so that you can clear the clutter that would need to be cleared for you to operate most effectively. Ooh, I'm glad I spun that. Yeah, I'm gonna end everything there. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, please give this video a like. Thank you very much for watching. You take care. I'll see you soon.